So I've been dealing with depression, anxiety, and ADHD probably for as long as I can remember. I'd say I probably pinpoint it though exactly when it really started and became intense around middle school. My name's Katrina, and I just wanted to share you a little bit about my story and the things that I've been through. So I want to say probably in middle school is when most of my symptoms started happening. 6th grade, 7th grade, I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I wouldn't be able to sleep. My body would uncontrollably shake for no reason. I couldn't do anything about it. I'd have to sleep in my parents' room. Honestly, I wouldn't even sleep much because I couldn't. But I didn't even know exactly what it was. I thought that I was just scared for some reason. And so I started going to counseling. They basically told me, look, you have anxiety and panic disorder. And from there, everything else kind of spiraled out of control. After I started dealing with one thing, I started feeling symptoms of another thing. And so after I started dealing with anxiety, I just started getting feelings of not really being worth anything and just like being different. And I've always felt different even when I was younger. Like I never felt like I enjoyed things as much as other kids, and I never got the satisfaction of things as much as other kids did. And the same thing was happening in middle school. Something good would happen to me, but for some reason I couldn't even be excited or happy about it. And I wanted to be, but I couldn't. And so for a while I kind of just lived like that and just let myself be okay with it and kind of just suffered through it. But as time went on, things started to get worse. Then I found TMS therapy, and here's what changed in my life. So first of all, I'm the type who can only have energy for a certain amount of time. I'm on medication for my ADHD, so although I do have it, I can have crashes because of my medication. So normally when I go home from school, I probably take a nap for like 2 or 3 hours. After TMS, I found out that I don't even really have to take those naps. I don't feel the need for them. I don't feel like I'm tired anymore. Another issue I usually have is getting upset or angry about things, even like little things. And ever since I started treatment and since it's been going along, I found that those little things don't upset me anymore. I don't get frustrated by them. And even the bigger things now too, I don't seem to become as upset or uneasy about them, and I have to worry less about them too. One of my family members started going here, and when I started coming here to figure out my medication, they also suggested that I have a therapist to go along with it. And that's when I met Dr. Amy, and she was the one who first introduced me to TMS. She was the one that told me all about it, and so she was like, look, we have the thing right here, you can get it done here, and then you can come to therapy right afterwards. So I have my psychiatrist, my psychologist, and my therapy all in one building. They're all right next to each other. Why would I not do that? Dr. Amy is just the best therapist I've ever had. I just feel like in prior situations, I never felt like they were on my side, and I feel like she's someone who can find the positive in everything in my life, which is something that I'm not used to. I'm used to finding the negatives, and so she's just able to help me find a whole new way of thinking and just thinking positively, and that's something that I usually haven't had before. Even my past therapist would always focus on the bad things and the negative things that were going on in my life, and she doesn't do that. She focuses on the positive and all the potential that I have to experience new positive things in my life. So before TMS, I was on probably 4 different medications. My doctors tried a bunch of different combinations and nothing was really working. I don't think it was because anything was wrong with my brain. It's just medication can really only do so much for you, and it can never actually cure your depression. When I went into TMS, I was a little skeptical because basically all that happens and all you really feel is like a little tap on the side of your head. And I was like, okay, please tell me how tapping on my head is going to cure my depression. It didn't really make any sense, but I was kind of just going to trust the process and hope that things would turn out okay. So you have 35 treatments which sounds like a lot, but basically you go in every day. It only takes like 45 minutes. You sit down in a chair. It's like this nice, soft, leather chair. It's not like you're in some sort of like uncomfortable, weird room. Your treater turns off the lights for you, so it's all nice and relaxing. It's not something like you're nervous about. They give you a countdown and tell you when the tapping is going to start. And sometimes I'll literally just sit there and watch Netflix. You can just hang out on your phone, talk to your treater, do whatever you want. And it's kind of just a nice hour throughout my day where you can literally just sit down and relax. I'd say if you have the opportunity, do it, because you're not going to regret it later on in life. I can assure you that now. I thought that I was going to have to struggle with this for the rest of my life, and now I don't have to. And if anyone else can have the opportunity to get that, I'd say do it. So for a while, because of my mental illnesses, I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to be myself or live independently because of those things. I felt like sometimes they made me dependent on my parents or dependent on my doctors or dependent on other people, and I thought because of that I was going to have to stay in the same place for my entire life. But now I feel like I kind of have my own voice and I can do whatever I want to do, and because of that I can go wherever I want to go. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.